Tammy Morrison with the Mission Your True Self, and I am on here with Awaken the Healer Within. Did y'all miss me? I know that y'all been waiting on me because I have said that I was coming on here 12 noonish. And you know what? It is 12 noonish in my world. It's just almost 2 o'clock. So I'm a little bit late today. But because I told you I was coming, I'm here. Thank you for joining me, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. I appreciate all of you watching. Thank you for coming. Today, I'm not going to be before you long. I have a little topic to talk about today, and it's setting intentions. Hey, Charisma Body Makeover, thank you for joining me. All right, so we're going to talk about setting intentions. Let me put this in the comments here on Instagram. Just one second. Y'all know what? I'm tripping because I have not shared this thing out. Give me like 2 seconds to share it out. Okay, if I can find it. All right, let's see. Hang on, hang on. Okay, there it is. All right, let me share this out real quick. I have a couple of groups I want to get it into. And, all right, so I'm super excited to be here. Let me see, I've got one other place I want to put it. I'll put it on my personal page. Okay. Make it a little bit complicated to do it, not like it used to be. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm ready. Hey, thank you so much for joining me on Instagram. All right. So I'm talking about awakening the healer within. So this is a series for those of you that have not been watching, that Spirit gave me to come on and present to you. Hey, Raquel, thank you for joining and present to you on Mondays and Wednesdays, 12 noonish Pacific time or so. So today I'm super late and I apologize, but that's how it is sometimes. However, I'm grateful that you guys are here joining me right now. So it's going to be not a long time because, like I said, I'm going to try to keep these as brief as possible. I try to keep them under 30 minutes just so that you can get this knowledge that Spirit is on me to present. And so today I'm going to talk about setting intentions. So there are so many ways and so many people that have talked about how to set intentions and what it is that you need to do in order to do that. I have to say this, there is no clear cut way to do this. So do what feels good for you. That is the main thing. Do what feels good for you. Do what you like. Don't do something that is taking you, so far out of your comfort zone that you can't deal with it. That is the main thing that I wanted to say. Um, so as I'm sharing about setting intentions, it's really all about setting the intention. So it's about really taking time out and sitting with what it is that you desire to happen in your day. You can set intentions in the bathtub. That is what I was doing. That's why I'm late. I was setting my intentions in the bathtub because I took a spiritual bath and it was just amazing. I love those. So if that's something that you enjoy, you can do that as well. I would advise you to set intentions in the morning or at night whenever you start your day. I have to speak to my night shift people because I used to work night shift for so many years. And so my day would start at night. And so whenever your day starts, it is a good idea to set intentions, to just take a minute and decide what it is that you would like to happen in your day, what it is that you want to do. So, in order to um, just take a minute and sit, preferably in quiet so that you can hear. And then the other part is, what is it that you desire? What is it that you want? Now, for me, I have taken the word want out of my vocabulary and I use desire, because to me, it's the energy in and behind the words. And so setting intentions really is about the energy in and behind the words. So as you begin to take a moment and decide what it is that you desire and what you want to occur in your day or in your night. Because even at night, you can set intentions for sleep and for bedtime. And that's something that I find amazing. And it does help me, because lately I have been having issues sleeping. It's been crazy as shit, y'all. And I'm like, oh my God. Some nights it seems like I sleep 2 solid hours and I wake up and I'm awake for an hour and then I go back to sleep. And so I have been asking Spirit, what is it that I need to do? What is it that I need to set intentions on before I go to sleep? And what is it that I am missing? Because sometimes you feel like you're missing something. The reason why you can't sleep, or the reason why things are going on with you in your life. However, as you begin to make this a daily practice of setting your intentions, of making a decision that, okay, I desire to blah blah blah. I desire at night, I set my intentions to get a sweet sleep. I desire to connect with my ancestors. I have these things that I set in the nighttime for myself. In the morning, I set intentions to be intentional about my day. I set intentions to um, receive answers to questions. I set intentions to grow beyond what I was in the day prior. I set intentions to be of service. And so this right here is one of the ways that I am being of service in this day. Now you can set the same intentions every day, or you can set different intentions. You can ask your spiritual team, who for me are God, Jesus, the archangels, um, ascended masters, and my ancestors. You can contact your team and ask them, what intentions should you set for this day? What should you set for this day? And so that is something that I would suggest as well, is what connecting with your team to get guidance on what it is you need to do. Where do you need to go from here? What are you looking for? Now, another thing about setting intentions, you can also set intentions for what you want to eat. That's another thing. Now, for me, and my husband and I do a lot of intermittent fasting, and I find that it helps me not only with my body, trim down a few pounds as well, but also it helps me spiritually. So that's another thing that I do, and that is the intentions that I set. So that may be something that you would like to look at and monitor as well. So as you start your day and as you begin to move through it and you begin to take time to do things that you know that you would like to do in your day, once you have set those intentions, and you can set those intentions with prayer, you can set those intentions in meditation, you can set them in both. You can do them at the time when you do your affirmations or your affirmations, whatever it is that you do in order to move yourself up and keep yourself connected. You can do it in those ways. You can do it in the middle of prayer. I mean, it's really so many different ways that you can do it. But the important thing is to do it, to set those intentions. That's the important thing. And so I'm super grateful to be on here to talk about that. If anybody has any questions, I'm hoping that I can see the questions. Sometimes it's difficult. I mean the comments. So sometimes it's difficult to see that on Facebook, I must admit. And I'm actually streaming from StreamYard. So If you have any questions, just drop them in the chat if you can. Hey, Esme, thank you so much for joining me. So right now, I'm like, it's time to. Hey, Esme, thank you so much for joining me. It's time to right now get to this place where we are setting these intentions and we are living in a state of allowing. And so that is the one of the reasons why Spirit has been on me to present this particular series. And so I'll be doing this series on Mondays and Wednesdays around 12 noonish Pacific time. So if you can join me, please do. I'll be talking about just different things that will help you to awaken the healer within. And I'm talking about not just so that you can be a healer, or not that you are called to be a healer, but I'm speaking to the fact that our bodies are designed to heal themselves. We are not designed to be sick. We are not designed to be unwell. We are not designed to carry diseases. We are not designed to do that. Now, society and medicine has um, set us up, and they are so committed to making people sick and making people stay on drugs and all of this type of stuff. Anytime you go to the doctor, they are not looking so many times for the root cause of what is happening within you. They are not looking at your energy, which is something that I do in my healing work. I look at your energy because God has blessed me to be able to use those gifts that I have in order to be able to look at the energies and look at people where they are, and also to be able to examine and see the root causes. And the DNA activation that work that I do lights my fire, because that takes you to a total transformation. And so this is one of the things that I have been called to do. And this is one of the reasons why I have decided to do, well, actually, Spirit gifted me to do this series, just to speak to you so that you can understand that you can awaken the healer that is within you and begin to heal from all of your issues, your diseases, your traumas, because so many things are caused by the traumas that we experience in our life. And even some of those are traumas that we experience in other lives. Whether you believe it or not, it is what it is. And so right now, I am saying that it is what you are making it. And so in order to awaken this healer within, I'm saying that one of the things that you can do is set intentions for your day. Set intentions before when you get up. You can do it before you get out of bed, which is usually how I do it, or you can do it in the bathtub. I do it that way as well. You can set intentions before you go to sleep, which is perfect, because so many times, we have such trouble sleeping in this world because we're so overstimulated. And I know for me, I was going through a place where I was feeling so overstimulated, y'all. It was crucial. And I wasn't sleeping, a couple of hours here and there. And, all kinds of things were happening inside my head. I was staying in my head too much. I was leaving my body too much. My crown chakra was overstimulated. My root chakra felt like it was damaged. I mean, so many things that was going on with me that made me know that it was time to awaken the healer within. And so when Spirit brought this to me, because so many people have done this same type of messaging, but when Spirit brought it to me, they were saying, you do what we call you to do, and you do it in a way that is you. Don't worry about how other people are doing it or what they've done. You do what we're calling you to do. And so this is why I'm here with this series, Awaken the Healer Within. Setting intentions is the topic that we're talking about today. And what I said before, if you just joined me, was that there is no particular way to set intentions. You can set intentions any way you want to. You can go on YouTube and there's 50,000 videos on how to set intentions. You can choose one of those, or you can listen to your spiritual team. You can step up within yourself and decide, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to do it. Because the truth of the matter is, as you awaken the healer that is within you, They'll give you instructions on what it is that you need to do for your body. The key is that you must listen. You must listen, and you must take inspired action as well. So a lot of times we want to awaken this healer within us, but we want to do it. We want somebody to wave a damn magic wand. We want somebody to touch us on our head. We want somebody to touch our forehead, and we want to fall out, and we want to scream, and we want to jump up and down, and we want to do all these things in order to be able to connect with our spiritual team, because that is really what we're doing. And when we awaken the healer within, we are connecting with God, source, universe, the God of your own understanding, your deities, the people, the team, the spiritual team that you have, however you understand it. I'm not going to pretend to talk to the fact of, how you need to believe, because that is totally and completely on you. So, however, I'm going to share today again about setting these intentions, and how when you take some time and you sit in the quiet and you listen to, what the spirit is saying to you. And it may take you a little while if you're just getting started on this path, because you might not know the voices that are speaking to you. You might not hear, you might not be able to see. Your chakras may be completely blocked, and you can't hear anything, you can't see anything, you don't know, you don't think you have gifts. I mean, there are so many things, y'all, so many things. And I hear them so often and so many times. And I believe that is one of the motivations that I have for coming before you and sharing this information, because people tell me I've heard the craziest stuff, y'all. I've heard the craziest stuff. Okay, so my chakras are completely blocked. I said, no, no, no. They're not completely blocked. They're probably not functioning at their optimal level, but they're not completely blocked. So, so that's another thing. However, as you begin to step into this place and you begin to set these intentions, regardless of what you feel, that is another thing I wanted to bring forth is it doesn't matter how you feel. Okay, just set the intentions and don't worry about it. You might want to write them down. You might want to get you a little notebook, Dollar Tree, paper, whatever. Put it on your phone. You can even put you a folder on your phone in your notes or your memos, or whichever, if you have an iPhone or Android, but you put in your notes and your memos and set up a folder and say intentions. Just do it that way. Make it easy, because we're always on our damn phones all the time anyway. So do something that's going to help you, and sit down and write out those intentions on your phone. Talk them in your phone. My husband likes to talk his stuff in his phone. So talk them in your phone. Write it in your phone. I'm a writer, so I have notebooks every freaking where, because that's what I do. And I like to write. Hey, Sean, thank you so much for joining. Sean is in Atlanta, Georgia. So as you begin to step in this place where you are feeling the healer within you begin to wake up, you'll feel it as it goes. And as you are opening up to the gifts that you have, because we all have these gifts. We all have them. We just don't always use them, and we don't always bring them forth. And sometimes we sit them on the side, y'all, and we don't even think about it. Yeah, Sean said, I'm a writer as well. Got tons of notebooks. Yes. And you know what's funny? Almost every time I go in the Dollar Tree, I get a few more. So now I'm at a place where I'm organizing my notebooks so that I know where stuff is, because I'll just grab a notebook and start writing if I hear something that I need to write down. So I'm super excited, though, about even coming here and sharing this for you, because I know that there are a lot of people that want to awaken the healer within. And I know that right now we're in a place in this world where, it's time for us to grow. It's time for us to change. It's time for us to shift. It's time for us to transform. It's time for us to awaken. Yeah, successful people are note takers for sure, for sure. And you can take them any way you want to. If you want to do it on your phone, on your iPad, on your memos, do a Google Doc, or do it in Microsoft Word, which is my favorite. You can do it that way as well. So, however, as you begin to set these intentions and you begin to step up and you begin to start seeing your intentions unfold, because that really is the point of setting the intentions. And you can do them in any way that you need to. So don't let anybody tell you, oh, you have to do it this way. You have to light candles. You have to light Palo Santo. You know, you have to um, have a thing that I have over here where it does the cascading of the water thing, the waterfall thing. You have to have something like that. You have to have white noise. You have to use white light. You have to use a spray like this. Gonna help you connect. People have all kinds of things that they will put on you that will block you from connecting to your center. And so, what I'm saying today is begin to connect to your center, begin to set those intentions in your life. Hey, Sarah, thank you for joining from Eugene, Oregon. So just begin to set those intentions and begin to step up within yourself and to connect to that healer within, so that you can begin to listen to your body, because your body knows what it needs. We just don't always listen. We don't listen. Your body knows what it needs. You begin to ask your body what it needs, and you begin to trust your intuition. Trust the God that is inside of you to let you know how to take care of you. That is like right there, the core of everything that I am talking about. Awaken the healer within, because the healer is within. We have a healer that is within us. God lives right inside of us. And so as we begin to set these intentions, we begin to take time out to spend with spirit, with not interruptions and not watching TV and not, scrolling Facebook, all of these things. Just stop doing that shit and just begin to go within, begin to transport yourself within and begin to step up. Yes, yes. Sarah said, I love that. Trust the God within, the healer within. Yes, God lives within. Yes, he does. And the thing is so many times we want to go outside of us and get the answer, but the answer is within us. And as we begin to approach that in that way, we begin to set these intentions and we begin to see everything coming together and unfolding for us in ways that we had no idea that it would. Then you are awakening that healer within, and that is the thing that we are called to do right now, especially at this time, because there's so many things going on in the world, so many things. And what the spirit shared with me just maybe a week ago was to stop looking at their faces, stop looking at the numbers, stop talking about it, stop looking at things that are outside of me. Begin to search deep inside and begin to connect deep inside. Connect with God, source, universe, connect with your higher self, with your spirit, and begin to see what it is that you need to do in order to heal yourself and awaken the healer that is within. Now, so many people are so comfortable with, you know, going to the doctor and, just getting another pill. Because here's the thing, my husband and I had a discussion, and I said to him, honey, every time you go to the doctor and you tell them another complaint, what do? They don't ask you, what's going on in your life and why is this happening for you, and what were you thinking of, or any of those things. What they're saying is, oh, I'm gonna give him this pill and get him up out of my office, so I can see the next person. And then they say, we're going to try this. Let's try this. And then come back in a month and we'll see if it works for you. And you make sure that if it's your blood pressure, make sure you document your blood pressure, every day at the same time for 7 days, whatever. And then you come back and talk to me and we'll see if that works. Well, I don't know about nobody else, but that is not acceptable for me. That's not acceptable, because the healer within knows how to heal. Now, I'm not saying that you don't need to go to the doctor. That is not what I'm saying. Please do not misunderstand that. But know that the healer lives within you, and you need to resonate with the things that they're giving you. And if you don't, you need to either find somebody else or do like I'm getting ready to do, go to a naturopath, an alternative medicine practitioner. because I'm not excited about the things that modern medicine has for me, for the things that I'm dealing with. Because every time I turn around, they want to put me on some antidepressant or anti-anxiety or some crap, and they said that's supposed to help my back. And so whatever, but no, that's not for me. I'm not doing that because I realized that my body is super sensitive to medication, so I just can't take all kinds of stuff. Which is why I rarely take a lot of medicine anyway. I do take supplements and vitamins and herbs, but I have decided to set the intentions for my body to begin to heal itself and to show me what it is that I need to do to heal itself. That actually was the impetus behind my husband and I doing the intermittent fasting, because we know that fasting helps you to heal on so many levels. And so that is something that we made a conscious decision to do. And so as you're setting these intentions and you're connecting, then you'll be able to see and you'll see transformations, and it won't be long. But what Spirit said to me was, stop looking at the numbers, stop looking at the people, just look at being of service and doing what you're called to do in this planet. And so this is why I'm doing this series. Now, to be honest with you, I probably could have done a program and charged for it, but that's not what Spirit had me to do here at this time. At this time, I'm here being of service to share, what Spirit has shared with me and what I've learned over these 52 years of my life. Um, and even in the last few years that I've been on the spiritual journey process. So Sarah says, this resonates so much for me. It wasn't until I was able to tap into the inner healer and connect with source that I truly could transcend my health concerns. All the approaches I use help, but reconnecting with spirit is what took my health to the next level. Especially when working with addiction, mental health, etc. That connection piece is critical. Connection to source. She is absolutely right. And that is exactly what I'm talking about in a nutshell. That's my whole series. I'm gonna shut it down. I'm done. But that's it. Once you begin to connect, and the thing is those other pieces, they're integral pieces. You got to try some stuff, because you might not be able to shut yourself down and calm yourself down enough to um, get your blood pressure down to a level where it's not stroke level. That might be something that you need to work with, and it might take time. So I'm not advising you to stop taking your blood pressure medicine or your diabetes medicine or whatever medicine you feel like you got to have. I'm what I'm advising you to do is to begin to connect to source, begin to connect to God, to spirit, to your higher self, and begin to connect to your ancestors. They also can help you, y'all. I'm telling you, do not sleep on your ancestors. Don't sleep on it, because they're there to help you as well, because they have learned lessons that they would love to share with you. But you have to open the door and open up to connecting with your whole team. Now, I did a live yesterday where I talked about Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is my archangel that I have been with forever. I've known that he's been in my life since I was a child. And I had a specific incident where, and I'm going to go ahead and share it here since I brought it up. But I had a specific incident where when I had my last child, I was so sick. The doctors had no idea what was wrong with me. They just didn't know. They had not a clue. And I was in the hospital for 14 days after I had a baby. And this was my second baby that I had. And so I was, they were going to open me back up. I actually had a C-section. And so they were going to open me back up because they had no idea why my lungs were shutting down, why my body was in turmoil and going through all kinds of trauma. Now, energetically, I was wasted and spent, because at that time I was going through so much emotionally that I'm sure that was the thing that happened, physically as a result of that. And I know that that's the case now, but at that time I was 22 years old. My husband was verbally and emotionally abusive. He had asked me for a divorce when I was 8 months pregnant. So my body went through all kinds of stuff at that time. And y'all, I was young, and I already had another baby before that. and I was crying and just all upset and just crazy. And so I know that that affected not only my baby, but it also affected my body, and these are things that affect our body. But a lot of times we just don't know until we know, because you don't know until you know, right? What does Maya Angelou and Oprah say? When you know better, you do better. So now I'm sharing because I know that I can help other people that may be going through similar type of trauma. So my body had shut down. My hemoglobin was like 2. And if you know anything about hemoglobin, it's supposed to be like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, like that. Mine was like 2. So which means that, I really probably could have been dead. But what I ended up having to do was get a lot of blood. They gave me a lot of blood because, they didn't even know where I was bleeding from. They never figured it out. But what I'm going to tell you is that Archangel Michael was there along with Archangel Gabriel. I think Archangel Ariel, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, and there was one more that was with me as well. And so what happened is I was in the room in the hospital bed with, I opened my eyes. Normally, generally, somebody was with me every night, but this particular night, nobody was there because I was still sick in the hospital, but my baby had to go home. So my grandparents actually took my baby home, and they had him for the rest of the 7 or 8 days I was still in the hospital after that. And so at that time, there's nobody in the room. So I opened my eyes and I looked, and now, they put me on all kinds of medicine because, I wasn't a lot of pain. I wasn't eating, so I was fasting, but they had an NG tube in me, but I was fasting, so I wasn't eating. So I was at that place where you're so much more open to spirit when you're fasting. And so as I was in this room, I opened my eyes and I looked up and I saw on the four corners of my bed 4 men. They looked like men sitting on the four corners of my bed. They didn't have no wings, they didn't have no halos. They had on white suits, is what I saw. They were sitting there at the four corners of my bed. And I know now that those were my angels that were with me. Okay. And so right after that was when there was a shift in my body, and my body started to heal itself. My doctor to this day has no idea. And that was 30 years ago on Friday. 30 years ago. My son will be 30 years old on Friday. And that was 30 years ago that I went through this situation, with the angels, and I knew that they were there. I told my grandmother and I think maybe one other person, because of course, who do you tell that? Because, they would have said, oh, you're taking your own drugs. And I was. I think they were giving me Demerol or morphine or something. And, but I know what I saw. And then I recognized Archangel Michael because, like I said, he has been with me since I was a child. I just did not realize that was who that was. So now, fast forward 30 years forward, a little less, I really realized that, my angels were always there with me, and they're always there. And so that's something that when you recognize that and you realize that and you know that your angels are there for you, they're there. So then you connect with your angels, you connect with God, you connect with Jesus, you connect with Source, you connect with the universe, and you connect with your masters and your ancestors, and you connect with your whole team. I call them my spiritual team. And I think about Drake's song. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team's here. So you got the whole team. My whole spiritual team is here with me. And so as I begin to set intentions, and I have to be honest with y'all, the reason I brought that forward is because Spirit told me that so many people have no idea how to do that. And people are shaming people and making them think they're crazy or whatever when they are connecting with their spiritual team and when they begin to set intentions. So I'm bringing this forward just to share so that you know and that you begin to get comfortable with yourself setting intentions. Okay, so begin to set those intentions, before you go to sleep, before you when you get up in the morning or the night or whenever you sleep, whenever you get up, set those intentions for your day and begin to expect those things to become in your life. Because the thing is, y'all, we are always becoming something. And it's up to you to decide what that something is. What are you becoming? What are your intentions saying about you? How are you checking yourself? Because y'all know what, it was a song years ago, and I'm dating myself. They used to say, check yourself before you wreck yourself. So, how are you checking yourself? Where are you going in your life? You know, there are so many of us that are on this journey, and I know that I'm not by myself with this. I'm on this journey, and I am wanting to just enjoy it. So, one of my intentions that I set is that I enjoy each and every single day of my life. I don't care what's going on. I want to enjoy it, you know, and I also want to have fun in my business. And that is another intention that I have purposely set. And it's one of my daily ones that I set daily, that I want to have fun in my life, in my business. You know, I want to continue to not look like what I've been through, y'all, because I have to share. I always have to do a shameless promotion to share my book, y'all, that I wrote. So this is my book, Walking Away, winning the war against shame, abuse, AIDS, and abandonment. And that's me, y'all. So that took courage. It took a lot of guts. It took everything in me to write that book because it is a period in my life. So it's my story. And I don't know if you know, but when you're going through stuff, you know, you can go through it easier. But when you begin to write it, hey, thank you for joining. When you begin to write it, y'all, it's like you got to take yourself back there in order to be able to treat the story properly. So that is one of the things. If you haven't got a copy and you would like to get it, you can get it from Amazon, or if you want an autograph copy, just reach out to me. Send me a DM, connect, and I'll see the link so you can get that. But it's also on Amazon, easy to get. You can get a Kindle, you can get it on the paperback, just like I just showed you. So however you want to. However, setting those intentions. Let's just for the day, just begin to set your intentions and just begin to connect to your spirit, even if you just take a moment. I'm telling you, I know that people have little kids and stuff like that. I remember that, y'all. I don't have those now, thank you, Jesus. But I remember the time that I did, and people would say stuff like, well, just take 20 minutes out. And what I'm saying is take 5 minutes. You know, go to the bathroom, close the door and say, mommy needs 5 minutes. You can do that. It's allowed. Say, I need 5 minutes so that I can connect. You know, and don't try to build Rome in a day. Rome was not built in a day. It wasn't built in a week. So don't try to build Rome in a day. Just begin to just take it, you know, step by step. Begin by, you know, connecting to your spiritual team. I think I talked about that last week. This week, you know, I'm talking about setting intentions. So as you connect with your team and you begin to set those intentions, and the other thing is, y'all, you got to start believing them. You got to start believing them. And not only believe in them, believe in yourself. You know, believe in your higher self. Believe in the God that is within you so that you can begin to awaken that healer within. I wish I could scream it from the rooftops because that is how passionate that I feel about it. Shauna's Twitter, Twitter. Yeah, it's when you do the StreamYard, you can connect to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter all at the once. So I'm streaming all those places at once, and I'm also on Instagram on the phone. However, I'm so passionate about this subject, you know, about, you know, awakening the healer within and just really being able to connect to your soul purpose, you know, and being able to use setting intentions to be able to connect to your soul purpose. You know, that's what we need to do, y'all. That's what we need to do. And it's not hard. It's not difficult. We can do it. You just got to do it. And that's the thing. You know, you have to set those intentions and then you have to take inspired action. And a part of that could be that you need to do some shadow work behind that. Because what happens a lot of times as we set these intentions, you start thinking about it and you say, oh, no, I can't do that because, you know, this happened in the past. You know, you're always thinking about what happened yesterday or last year or last week or 20 years ago or whenever the hell. But you start thinking about things that, you know, reasons why you can't do what it is that you desire to do. That right there, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, that is called shadows. And you have to engage them. And what your job is to integrate those into your life, because we need the shadows, because the shadows really is our ego trying to keep us safe. But when you are trying to up level, you got to stop that shit. Shut that down. Shut it down. So I had talked to my mom today, and she actually shared that. She was like, I heard these voices try to come in and tell me different than, what I saw. And I just shut them down. And that's what you have to do, really. You know, that's what you have to do. You have to shut it down and begin to say, no, this is the way that I said it was going to be. This is my desires. This is what spirit has told me that I can have. So you just have to do that. The thing is it's daily work, y'all. It's not set the intentions on Monday and then don't set no more intentions until next Monday. That's not gonna work. We're not doing that. So I pulled a card, y'all, because I actually did a reel earlier before I got on here. And so I pulled a card, and it's a surrender card, because I pull a surrender card for myself every single day, because I need to know what it is that I need to surrender and what I need to deal with on a daily basis in order to make me um, rise to my highest potential. So today I pulled a surrender card, and today I pulled surrender obsessive thinking. I don't know if y'all can see that. Surrender obsessive thinking. Surrender obsessive thinking. It says, if you're obsessing about a person or a situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. So as you begin to take these things that you're obsessing about, if it's a person or a situation, a lot of people have lost their jobs, and a lot of people, have lost their people and all kinds of stuff. But spirit is saying, turn that stuff over to me. And then it will help you in order to move to the level that you're trying to move to. It'll open up your intuition, and give you clarity, and also give you solutions to the problem as you are. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, I got some Wonder Woman apparel. But yeah, so as you begin to do that, and when you turn that stuff over to spirit, you'll be surprised what opens up in your life. Sometimes you're hanging on to shit you need to let go. Sometimes you're hanging on to people you need to let go. Because I'm telling you, if you hang on to those people, it'll block your blessings, as they said in the old days. My grandmother and all those people back in my ancestors and stuff, they would say, when you're hanging on to stuff you need to get rid of and let go, it'll block your blessings. So no more blocking the blessings. Sarah said, love the card of the day. That's a good message for me today as well. Thank you. You are so welcome. I'm telling you, it's so amazing when you connect to spirit and you begin to step into that place. And the other part is, don't listen to the naysayers and get negative people out your damn life. Get them out. Get them out. I don't care who they are. I had to let go of family members and stuff like that, because I'm not going to have that. I'm not having toxic people in my life. I'm not doing it. I'm not somebody I got to worry about all the time, and I got to think about all the time. Hell no, I'm done. Not doing that. Not doing that. So, so I'm super grateful for being on here. I've been on here way longer than I planned to, but thank y'all. Thank everybody for joining me. I appreciate it. I'll be back on again Wednesday around 12 noonish again, Pacific time. And I'll be doing another episode of Awaken the Healer Within. In the meantime, you guys try to catch my podcast. It is on YouTube and it's on Anchor FM. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple, Google Podcasts. It's on Radio Breaker. A few other platforms I don't remember, but I'm going to be interviewing Sean. I think next week. I think it's next week. So I'm going to be interviewing Sean, and it's going to be amazing. I'm super excited about having the conversation with him. But there are so many cool interviews that I've done, y'all, and they just get better and better, because it's an amazing, intuitive interview platform that I have. My podcast is called Straight Out of Savannah, Talking with Tammy, and I don't do any questions. It is all intuitive, so it's just a beautiful flowing conversation, and I'm super excited. And if you are changing the planet and you would like to come on my show, just send me a DM. You can slide into my DMs and I'll send you the link. I did not post it here, and It's too hard to do it. So y'all send me a DM if y'all want to come on. Um, but I'm super excited and grateful that I'm able to even be on these platforms to be able to share what the Spirit has given me to share. So, again, make sure that you are setting those intentions, y'all. Set those intentions. And also, if you are an author, you've written books, and you would like to be a sponsor on my podcast, just DM me as well, because I'm setting up a platform where you can be a sponsor. And I'm not trying to break the bank or anything, but if you and I've decided that I would like to target authors, just because I am one, and just because I like to help people with their books and all this kind of stuff, because I've done it myself. I've done the self publishing. I'm actually in the process of doing writing another book as well. And right now, tentatively, it's called Passing the Pearls. And it's going to be about my grandmother and the amazing lessons that she passed on to me, because that's she was like a mainstay in my life, and she was one of the most amazing people that I know. So I decided to honor her, and also to share, a little about her, and then also to share a little bit about our relationship and how, we bonded, and also the things that she taught me, because there were so many things that she taught me. So anyway, I'm super excited about that. And thank you. Hell yes, Wonder Woman Unite. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah. So anyway, join me again on Wednesday, 12 noonish Pacific time, for Awaken the Healer Within again. And I'll be doing this for as long as Spirit tells me to do it. You can also jump on my page. There's all kinds of goodies on there. I've done all kinds of things. My YouTube channel is flowing as well. I would love it if you would go on there and like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. Um, and also, if you want to jump on my calendar and get you a DNA activation, which is one of the most amazing energy healing um, that I have ever experienced and that I've ever done. I actually experienced it, and then I became a practitioner. And to be honest, y'all, my mom is actually coming on my podcast to share her experience with DNA activation, because she had hers activated a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago, and she's been integrating ever since. And it's been so amazing to see and to watch her evolution and her transformation after she had that. And I talked to her this morning. That's one of the reasons why I was late, because I was talking to her about that. And she was just ecstatic and so excited about the things that are unfolding for her in her life since she had that activation. So I'm just super, super, super grateful to be able to do this work, because I love the energy healing work, and I love the transformations that it has. Now, mind you, it is not a magic wand. I don't wave a magic wand. I don't pump you on the head, any of that stuff. It is completely remote, and I'm actually in your energy. And generally, people feel me there. So when I'm in there, people know that I'm there. I also let you know that I'm in there as well, so that way you have an understanding. Because one thing about energy work is it does change your DNA, and it changes your inside. So you need to drink plenty of water, and all these types of things. And also, you get like a 10, I think it's 10 or 12 page report that shares so much goodness for you. And you can look at it over and over. And my mom says she has been reading hers almost every day. And she's getting deeper revelations each and every time she reads it. So that was like the greatest testimony for me, y'all. I mean, such an amazing thing. Okay, so anyway, what I'll do is I will drop the link of that once I finish these videos. I'll drop it in on Facebook as well. And this way, if anybody wants, to see what that is about, and if you would like to talk about it, you can always drop in my DMs and we can talk. DNA activation, yes, it is phenomenal. It is an energy healing of epic proportions. It is one of the most. And I have had, y'all, I'm a Reiki master as well. I'm also a certified theta healer. I'm a sacred solar alignment practitioner. And I usually use all of those tools in order to help people to do the energy work that I do. But the DNA activation to me took all those things to another level. And so I used all those in that as well. But it took it to a whole nother level, because the transformations that people are receiving after they have it done is like no other, and it unlocks the dormant strands of the DNA that science has deemed is junk, but it really is spiritual strands of DNA that was shut down thousands and thousands of years ago, and we're actually now just being able to open up and be able to do what we need to do in order to activate those strands, so that you can see, because it's just like, because they blocked us from so many things. They blocked us from a lot of our gifts. And as we begin to do that DNA work, and we begin to do the things that we're called to do, you get a chakra alignment and balance as well, channeled messages, as well as the guides that show up when you do that. And so once you begin to take those steps, and you begin to um, have that work done for you, there are things that have happened, y'all, since I had mine done. That was one of the reasons why I decided to go and be a practitioner, because I really wanted to be able to help people change their lives in a magnificent way. Because there are so many ways and things that you can do, and there's different ways to do that. But this one for me was like life. It was like fire. I mean, it actually encouraged me. This is really how I got my book out there, because I had written the book, but I was afraid to put it out there because, it's about my exes in there. Of course, I changed names, but my ex is in there, and I talked about different family members, things people didn't know, and I was afraid. And so right after I got my DNA activated, it's almost like the courage just came. I don't even know where it came from, but I put it out there, and I also marketed it, and I was able to sell it. Right now I'm going to see, since we're opening back up, if I can do a book signing. So all kinds of things have happened with that. And then even after that, I published another book January 1st. I published the ebook on Amazon called Michelle Dying for Love. It's just a little short ebook, and that's all it is an ebook. It's not a paperback. So anyway, those are some things that happened, as a result of my DNA activation. And y'all, I just, yeah, we moved, in the pandemic across the country, where we moved from Arizona to Washington State in the middle of a darn pandemic. And that actually was after I had got mine activated. And then I activated my husband's DNA. And he always was an astro traveler, but his stuff has gotten even more intense. And he didn't even know what to expect, because the thing is it's so hard to actually describe it, because it's energetic. And it's like, okay, how do I tell people about it? So here I am. So again, like I said, you can also go on my YouTube channel. There are master classes where I talk about DNA activation and why you need it. Also on my YouTube channel. Let me see if I can put it on here. Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right, so that's my YouTube channel, y'all. Just so that you can just go click, make it easier. But yeah, so on there is, I think that's probably 3 or 4 master classes, because I used to do those a few times. I'm actually about to get started back doing them again. I used to try to do them once or twice a week. So it's amazing. Kelsey said, dragons are dope. You got it, girl. You got it. You got it. All right. So I'm going to get off here because I've been on here almost an hour. Thank y'all for joining me. I love talking to y'all, and make sure you come back on Wednesday and join me around 12 noonish Pacific time. Also, make sure you follow on my page, because there's going to be all kinds of beautiful goodness open up there. And then if you also are beginning to open up your spiritual gifts, I have a course that I already created about spiritual gifts in everyday life, so that you can see how to open up your gifts, what your gifts are, and how to recognize them and how to open them up in your everyday life. And so I have that masterclass already created. If you would like to have that, you can also send me a message, DM me. My DMs are open, and I'll drop you the link to that. And that course actually is still in the beta, so it actually is only $97. So you want it, you want to grab it. It's probably a good time, because of course, like everything else, because like gas is going to go up, like food is going to go up, so You might want to grab it now while it's in the beta at $97 before the price goes up. There's also a Facebook group that was created for that as well, so that if you need to ask questions, you want to connect with people or collaborate, I can go in there and do live streams easier. So that was kind of the way I did that particular thing. Although I'm getting ready to really go on Patreon and start patronizing that community as well in order to create more community as well. So again, thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And like I said, join me on Wednesday with Awaken the Healer Within, 12 noonish Pacific time. It'll be on Mondays and Wednesdays, 12 noonish Pacific time. And then I also do other little live streams here and there in the week as well. I think I'm going to do another DNA activation masterclass, what it is and why you need it. So again, thank you for joining me. Bye now.